G'day folks, Wren here. It is time for Bookoplathon. So Bookoplathon has officially started. I didn't do any reading yesterday for Bookoplathon, but I have some time to do some reading today. Today's actually very busy for me. It's only 10 o'clock now. I'm currently at my uni car park and I'm just waiting here for a little bit because I had to drive my best friend to the hospital. She's just getting a scan done, it's all good. And then after that we're going to lunch. So while she's getting her scan done, I'm sitting here in the car park at my uni. I tried to find a nice aesthetically pleasing spot, so I've got, if I can show you, all greenery behind me, and then all out there is just more good old-fashioned Australian bush. It's great. Don't have much time to do anything except for right now. So, to start off Bookoplathon, I needed something physical to read, and I really struggle with physical reading lately. Yeah, I don't know why, just physical reading I can't do. Like, audiobooks can do super easy. I read lots of them. Physical reading, it's just like I can't get the motivation to do it. But I did need something physical while I'm sitting here waiting for my friend. So I decided to pick up Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1 by Gigi Akutami. Probably butchering that. I'm gonna give this a go. This is about the occult, and there's a school, there's a haunted object, or cursed object, or something. I don't really know, but my friend Max loves it, and said it was really cool. It sounds like something I would like, because I like occult stuff. So we're gonna give this a go. And this, for Bookopoly, this was going to complete my involves a mystery prompt. I was stretching that so much to try and fit this in. But like, I don't read many like mysteries. I read some thrillers, not mysteries. And I don't think I have any thrillers on my TBR this month, and I didn't want to put any more. And I have so much manga in my TBR cart that like I have to read some of it, and this is the closest I could get to a mystery. So I'm gonna read this.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, yeah. Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad.
you saw, I went hiking with my dad. It's currently Father's Day, so that's why we went for a bushwalk. It was very, very nice. We had a good time. I'm exhausted, and so is he, but we had a good time. Very tired. I have gotten some reading done today because I've been so exhausted that after hiking I just didn't want to do anything. So I just listened to an audiobook. But before I do that, I just remembered I never updated you on Jujutsu Kaisen. But I did manage to finish Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1. And I really, really liked it. It was a fun time, and I'm really interested to see where it goes next. It really is just these kids learning how to defeat curses, and curses are kind of like evil things. This guy has like his own curse thing. He does this movement, like that. So it looks like a dog, and that like summons his curse, and he has these divine dogs, and they're awesome. I really, really love the dog things. They're very cool. And then he also has like he does that, and that's a bird-like creature. I don't know, but they're really freaking cool. So I really like that. And I really like just the vibe. It seems fun, but also creepy. Like, not super creepy, but, you know, there are curses, and they're weird looking and ever so slightly creepy. It's a good time, okay? But I really liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars, pretty sure. Then, today, I have been listening to the audiobook for Radio Silence, and I'm like 102 pages into this, and I really like it. It is very reminiscent of what Alice Oseman does, so that's always a good time. I'm really liking the friendship between Francis and Aled. I think that's just a really nice, and like, it's all about, you know, being yourself around anyone. And I'm a very big believer in, you know, being your weirdo self, because I'm a weirdo. But yes, I'm very much enjoying this. I do like the kind of almost like meta bits that are happening in this, because Francis will sometimes be like, oh, if you're reading this and thinking that Aled and I are going to get together and it's going to be one of those types of stories, it's not. I was like, that's funny. Like, that was good. I liked that. But yes, going well so far. Ow. Okay, because I feel like doing another random roll, let's give it a go. I landed on lowest rated last time. Let's see what this will be. Oh, is that a... I mean, technically, this dice is like on its side, but it mostly landed on 666. Great, okay. Well, I asked for it. What's that? Set or published 2000 to 2019. I could do that. Pretty sure I can do that with the things I currently want to read. Okay, because that was a double. Let's go again. Please be kind to me. Ooh. $7. TBR game. I mean, I could just do my TBR game. Cool. So because I'm a slight bit of a masochist, I decided to do 2 more Bookopoly rolls today. Just because I really, really want to read more manga, and I don't have any manga on my Bookopoly TBR. So I had to roll twice because I got a double, of course. The first space I landed on was published between 2000 and 2019. Luckily, the thing I desperately want to read, Spy Family, was published in 2019. I know the sticker here says new 2022, but on Goodreads it says it was first published in 2019, so I'm going with this. Everyone's talking about this lately. It's a manga about a spy who is on a spy mission and needs a family for a cover, and the family is interesting but like fun times. I don't know, I really, really want to read it, so I'm going to read it. Then the next role I landed on was TBR game, so I went with my own TBR game, and the manga that I have on that is Creepy Cat, and this is just wholesome Halloween-y vibes. The cat is an interesting entity, and it's just cute and really quick, and that's kind of what I need right now. So luckily I now get to read 2 more manga during this Bookoplathon vlog. We'll ignore the fact that I still have other books on my Bookoplathon TBR that I need to read. I've only finished 1 book for Bookoplathon, and I'm already putting more books on. I am 100 pages into Radio Silence and loving it, but I then still have Just the Two of Us, Butterfly Boys, and Soul Eater Volume 13. I do need to read Soul Eater Volume 12 first though, so I might have to do that very soon as well. Anyways, I'm really just procrastinating going to uni. I don't want to go to uni today. I am tired.
It's like candy canes, it makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
Okay, so I just finished Creepy Cat Volume 2 and I had such a great time. It was so cute, which I knew it would be, and just such a fun time. I highly recommend everyone go read this. It's such like a feel-good thing, and it makes you feel just great. I really don't know how to describe it. It's just Creepy Cat doing some odd things that most normal cats can't do, and Flora just going along with it, and all like the goth vibes, which are great, and just it's so sweet and cute and I love it. It's so good. So I did complete this. This was with my like extra rolls that I did yesterday, and this prompt was TBR game because this is on my TBR gate for September. I've actually been doing some reading. Who'd have thunk it, really? I'm exhausted. I've had a really busy day today, and I had a busy day yesterday, and I have a busy day tomorrow. I picked the most hilarious time for me to start a booktube channel, which was in my final year of university. Really good plan. Anyways, reading wise, I think I did update saying I'd finished Creepy Cat and loved it. I think I gave it 4 stars, 4 or 5 stars, one of those. It was a fun time. I love this series. If you're at all interested in just like cozy spooky vibes, where like you don't have to think about much and there is some hilarious things in this, pick it up. It's great. Then I also started and finished Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I finished this last night and I almost read the whole thing in one sitting. I read the first 100 pages the other day and then I smashed out the next 300 pages yesterday. I was just kind of hooked and I wanted to keep being in this world. It's almost like hard to describe because like nothing happens, really. It's about this girl named Frances, and she is very much a academic type kid, and she's just, it's this thing where when you're in like primary school and high school, you're like, okay, there are these certain steps that I have to go through to like be successful in life, you know. When you're in primary school, you go from primary school to high school. When you're in high school, you go from high school to university. After university, then you get a job. And then during that time, you know, you get married, have kids, buy a house, stick with your job for 40 years, retire, grandkids. You know, there's like this formula for life. And Frances is feeling that. And her whole life is kind of dedicated to being really, really smart, getting into the best university so that she can be happy in life at some point. And she's not actually happy. She has no idea who she is as a person, and so she's trying to figure that out. And then we have Aled. So she meets Aled, they have known each other for a long time, but they become really good friends throughout this, and Aled runs a podcast called Universe City, so like we love the pun, and the main character of that podcast is called Radio, and it's such a cool podcast. I wish it was a real podcast, honestly. It sounds awesome, and he runs that, and Frances is like the biggest fan of this podcast, and she does a lot of fan art. And then Aled asks her to make art for the show. They get to know each other really, really well. Frances kind of figures out who she is because she's friends with Aled and feels like she can be herself. And their friendship is very, very sweet and supportive and like the best type of friendship. But they're both going through a lot. Some reveals happen that kind of really muck up their friendship, and they drift apart for a little bit, but they both desperately want to get back together, but it's hard to navigate friendships sometimes. Aled goes through some dark stuff, and Frances and the rest of his friends try and help, and you know, they become friends again in the end and figure out what they want from life and what they don't want from life. You know, they don't want this formulaic life. They want their own life, and, you know, they're working towards it. It's a really good story. Alice Oseman is a fantastic writer. They really know how to just write these complicated characters, but they feel like real people. I did like the representation. So Frances is biracial. She's Ethiopian and British. She is also bisexual. I definitely get some Ace vibes from her though as well. So, and then Aled is demisexual, which that was really cool. And him talking with his boyfriend about this was really an important conversation to have. Yeah, I really loved the story. It was great. I'm giving this 4 stars. Anyways, next I have actually started reading something else. I've started reading Butterfly Boys by Cameron James. This was on the Bookoplathon TBR because it was my lowest rated book, and I gotta say I can understand why it is the lowest rated. I'm a chapter in, and it took a while for me to get through that first chapter. It's kind of horrendous. The writing is pretty bad, and then we get introduced to so many characters so quickly, and they all sound exactly the same. There was honestly no point to that first chapter. Like, we don't even get a like in-depth view of the main character, or one of the main characters. So we have Sam and Frankie, and they're friends, but potentially in love with each other, but they don't know it. I don't know. But the first chapter was from Sam's point of view, and I can't tell you anything about Sam. I can tell you he's pan, so he's pansexual. That's it. I don't know who he is as a person or anything. And it was just a first chapter of them meet up with a friend, meet up with another friend, meet up with another friend, have some drinks, get drunk at Pride, sleep at a friend's place. That was the first chapter. I know that this first chapter was set at Pride, so, you know, you'd expect a whole bunch of queer people, but it honestly felt like queer bingo. So we have Sam, who's pansexual. Sam hooked up with a girl who was bisexual. There's Frankie, who's trans non-binary, I think. We have another non-binary character that uses they, them pronouns. Hey. Another character potentially just queer. I'm not sure what their thing was. There was another character that was ace. That wasn't a happy clap. That was a I need attention clap. The ace character. This ace character was just like a bartender that gave Sam a drink, and they were friends, so they chatted for 2 seconds. I have issues. I'm asexual, and I was not a fan of how this particular person was represented. So at the bar, Sam is flirting with this girl, and like once the girl like walks away, the bartender goes up to Sam and is like, you know, I know what you were doing, like, you know, tell me all the details, like go get with her. And Sam was just like, oh, what? And this guy's like, is like, oh, I know I'm ace, but even I could tell that you were flirting with her. I was like, what does ace have to be with not understanding flirting? They've got nothing to do with each other. Asexuality just means you're not interested in having sex with people on like a broad spectrum. You know, there's asexuality, meaning you're not sexually attracted to people. There's aromantics, who are not romantically attracted to people. There's demisexuality, who are people that are only attracted to someone once they know them very, very well. There's a whole broad spectrum of asexuality. Nowhere in there does it say that asexuals don't know how to flirt, or can't recognize flirting, or don't know what flirting is at all. We know what flirting is, we just don't often do it because we don't care. Like, I don't know, and I'm only speaking as myself as an asexual, not speaking for the whole community. But it was just, I wasn't a fan. I really wasn't a fan of how that went down. That was my gripe. I've been able to read a little bit today. I had to take my friend to the hospital, and while she was having some tests, I was able to read. It's That's why I've got the visitor sticker still on, which I can now take off. I was able to read a bit of Spy Family Volume 1, and I'm having a great time. Like, oh my god, it's so good. It's such a fun time. I'm loving Twilight and Anya so far. I think I'm just about to meet the wife slash mother. Oof, it's so good. Just quality family vibes, but with like some stuff going on. I was going to try and quickly finish it and pop into the library now to pick up a bunch of my holds, but I actually think I want to take my time reading this and not try and smash it out right now. But I will go to the library and pick up a whole bunch of library books and return a whole bunch of library books, mainly just returning Creepy Cat, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Beastars Volume 2. I DNF'd this. It was not for me at all. Okay, so, right. Alright, time for the library. I am testing out my new web camera. I only got it today and we're giving it a go. It's very hard to look at that camera and not down at the screen, but it's fine. I got this mainly so that I could do like some sprints, and I will actually be on sprints this weekend, so testing out the camera now to see if it works. Anyways, I did finish something today. I finished Spy Family. Is it Spy Family X or Spy X Family or just Spy Family? Someone let me know. But I just finished this and it was such a good time. 5 stars, highly recommend. It's so fun and entertaining and like cute and heartwarming and just hilarious at some points. There's one of the housemasters or something at the academy that this guy is trying to get his fake kid into. One of the guys, he's just like, elegance, 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 and like it's so funny. But yeah, this was such a fun time. It definitely deserves all of the hype that it's getting. You've got a spy, an assassin, and a telepath, and none of them know that the other is doing it, except Anya. Anya knows everything because she can hear what the other two are thinking, so she knows that her new mama, Yor, is a assassin, and she knows that her new papa, Lloyd, is a spy. And she's having a great time with it. She loves spies and espionage and all this kind of thing, so she's having a great time. It's so funny to see her reaction sometimes to what these two are thinking, because they have obviously very scary thoughts sometimes because of their line of work, and she's like 5, so she's just like like it's so funny, it's so cute, and just they're growing to be like a family, and it's so good. I'm loving them just being a family. So cute. Just like so cute. They're just a fun time. I really like the dynamic of all of them. I really like I can't find something bad about this. The only bad thing is that I don't have volume 2 with me right now, so I can start reading it immediately. It's so good. Highly recommend. I had this on Bookopoly for published in 2019, even though this says 2022. On Goodreads it says 2019, so that's what I'm going with. ridiculously productive today and I'm feeling amazing. I was like taking care of myself today and it felt good. I walked chopper, which felt really good. It was sunny and it was nice, and I did a bunch of laundry, and I have done a bunch of uni readings, which let me tell you, it's been a while since I did some uni readings. So that was awesome. And I've done some reading, like non-uni reading. And then I also managed to edit a video. I'm winning at life right now. Hopefully that continues because I really, really need to get more stuff done. But I'm so pleased that I've just done something today. It's really been hard for me lately. Video's done. Yeah, it's really been hard for me lately to get like motivation, and I've just been like in a rut. So I'm potentially coming out of it and I'm feeling pretty good. But reading wise, today I did do something. What is it? So I'm currently trying to read more of Butterfly Boys. Ooh, it's a struggle. And these characters are also, they're not characters that I particularly enjoy. They're that type of, God, I'm gonna sound so old. They're that type of young person where like they just care about like drinking, having sex, partying, that kind of vibe. And like that's not me, and it never was me, to be honest. But now that I'm nearing 30, it's very much something I don't care to read about. Like I'm barely into chapter 2, and the amount of times we've talked about drinking already, like how many pages is this? 21 pages. 21 pages. I can guarantee every single page of that there has been a mention of drinking. And if it wasn't drinking, it was them having sex. Which, like, I'm fine with people having sex, but just the way they're talking about it as well seems a little bit crude. Especially because Sam, I think, he's having like just a bunch of casual sex, which is fine. But then like the way he talks about it, just like, oh, I didn't remember this person's name. Like that's kind of a douchebag move, my friend. Like, let's not do that. Sorry, I have a stimmy toy. It's a squishy. Is a bunny. So yeah, not a fan of this book, and just the writing is so terrible, and I feel bad because it's like, I'm pretty sure the author's trans, and it's a trans story, and just everyone's queer, and it should be great, but I don't care. Like, I really don't care. This is the problem. I just want to read all the queer books, and then I feel bad when I don't like them.
Anyway, how'd you guys go?
Good-ish, maybe. I'm still reading the lowest rated book, and there was a part where I was like, oh, maybe this will actually be good, and it was explaining, like, the title was Butterfly Boys, and it was explaining how there was this one butterfly that's like kind of non-binary, so then they were using that butterfly to help them with like their dysphoria that they sometimes have. And so like that was really cool, and I liked what they were doing there, and I was like, okay, maybe there's some hope for this book. And then I just read a part where instead of saying that some character got agitated at something, it says this character got aggied. I was like, what? Like, putting like slang terms into this? I was like,
Oh god.
time.
Oh. What rating are you feeling? Is it going to be pretty low, or sort of like a 3, or?
Oh no, it's like a 1 or a 2.
Oh,
Are you
God.
Are you Aggie for it?
Aggie, I've never even...
I'm so Aggie. Ooh.
I've never even heard that before.
I'm exhausted. So I didn't update yesterday, even though I got a bunch done yesterday. But I was just exhausted. I spent 7 hours on sprints with Meredith and Ali on Meredith's channel. But I did get a lot read yesterday. And being on the sprints really helped with that. It was my first time ever on sprints and I had such a good time. It was really, really great. I think I was really nervous throughout the whole time. I was like, I don't know, like, when I can talk. And that's just the thing with me as well. I get really anxious about, like, interrupting people. So I tend not to talk too much, which I'm trying to work on. But it was so much fun. Oh, I hear a choppy. There's a choppy. Hi, darling. Hello, darling. You don't like it when I talk, do you? I was saying this on the live yesterday, that I was really glad that Chopper wasn't crying throughout the whole thing, because when I talk, he's like, excuse me, human, you need to be talking to me. Like right now. Hello. Are you upset that I'm not talking to you? You can come up here. There we go. Hi. 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 Yeah. Should this just be the whole content of this update? Just puppy loves? Yeah, sounds good to me. Oh, he's so fluffy. I don't know why I ever try and wear black. So I switched over to Butterfly Boys by Cameron James, which is on my Bookopoly TBR for the lowest rated book on my TBR. And it has a straight 2-star, and it makes sense. It really makes sense why it's a 2-star. So I was just pushing through, trying to read as much of this as I could yesterday during the sprints, and it was actually really fun. Like, the experience of reading this while on sprints was great, because every time we came back from a sprint, Meredith and Ali were like, how's the book going? And I'm like, guys, it's still bad. Oh, I feel bad because I really wanted to like this. He's still going to be crying. I'm so sorry. I can see your little face. Your cute little face. I can see it. Yeah, I really wanted to like this because it's queer as hell. And it's a queer author and it's an indie book. And, you know, I always want to support indie authors and queer authors in particular. Oh, but it wasn't well written at all, and I feel bad. There were some moments potentially that I liked. By the end of the book, I kind of liked some of the characters. Not that I wasn't liking them to begin with, but they were just, there was no depth to any of the characters, and you didn't really get any like inside view into their minds or what's going on with them. Everything was very generic about them, and like there was so many characters that we got introduced to, and a lot of them all just sounded exactly the same. Like everyone had the same voice. It was really hard to figure out who was who, and I hate saying this, but it really did feel like queer bingo. And because it was just every single character was queer in some way, and a lot of them were like differently queer from the other. And especially like towards the end, you found out something about someone's parent being queer as well, and I was like they were the only seemingly straight person in the whole book. and then they ended up being bisexual. And like, I'm a bisexual. I love being bisexual, and you know, I have nothing against anything queer. Hello. But it felt like a bit too much. And like, I know that, you know, queer people, you know, we tend to surround ourselves with like-minded people, just like anyone does. So, you know, you're definitely gonna have like a queer friend group. That makes total sense. But, I mean, I still have straight friends. Like, very, very good friends. Like, my best friend is straight. Like, I don't just associate with queer people, you know, and majority of my family is straight. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to describe how I was feeling about it, but it was just a lot. I don't know, I feel bad. I feel really bad, but whatever. I did appreciate a lot of the non-binary rep, because there was a lot of non-binary characters, and hi, non-binary myself. And I really liked that there was a whole bunch of different ways to be non-binary. So we have our two main characters, Sam and Frankie, and they're both non-binary, but both of them also use he, him pronouns. And that was a really interesting perspective, I guess, because I've never read about a non-binary character that uses gendered pronouns, or like strictly uses gendered pronouns. I know quite a few non-binary people that we use like he, him, and they, them, or she, her, and they, them, or all of them. But for both Sam and Frankie, they were very exclusively he, him pronoun people. And like, that was really interesting to read about, and I enjoyed that. Especially Sam's perspective, because Sam was definitely more on the stereotypically masculine side, and he still enjoyed a lot of stereotypically masculine things, but he was still very much a non-binary person. And that was really interesting to see, and really, like, it was a bit heartbreaking when he got a lot of hate on the internet for he posted a picture, you know, with like a hashtag non-binary thing, and a bunch of people in the queer community were like, no, you're not. Like, you're just a dude who like wore a pink shirt one time. Like, that doesn't make you non-binary, which is such bull. It's freaking awful. Like, don't do that. You have no right to tell anyone what their gender is or what their sexuality is based on your views of gender and sexuality. Like, you're not in this person's mind. You don't know how they feel. So it was really awful to read that. And, you know, it was really good that Sam was able to talk to friends about it, and, you know, like, he was discouraged, but he was also like, came out the other side type thing, and all of his friends like rallied around him, and we're like, no honey, we know you're non-binary, it's fine, don't give a crap about what anyone else says. So like, that was really, really sweet of them. So like, there are obviously things I enjoyed. It is what it is, and I feel bad about it. So I put this through Call-Pile, and I ended up giving it 1 star, and again, I feel bad because I thought I could give it a 2-star, but when I put it through Call-Pile, it was just like, there wasn't enough for me to give it a 2-star. So, yeah, I did that. Feeling awful, but whatever. Anyways, so that now means I only have 2 reads left for Bookoplathon before I'm done. So I have Just the Two of Us, which is also a Kindle book, which is queer, again. I think it's sapphic. Oh god, I think it's another Friends to Lovers. Oh god, is it? I completely forgot that. A Friends to Lovers lesbian romance is how it's described. Great. How many pages is this? 65 pages. That's okay. I can get that done. Butterfly Boys was like 200. It was hard to get through, but okay. Just the Two of Us I can probably do. fingers crossed, the actual book will be well written. Other thing I have left on my Bookoply TBR is Soul Eater, Volume 13. So that will also be super quick to get through. I might even try and do this today. We will see. Okay, so I haven't actually done any reading today, and I probably won't. I am pretty wiped from today. Just lots of stuff, but I went shopping today. But when I got home from the shops, I had a package from Waterstones. I know what this is, and I'm like, I haven't opened it all day because I've just been like, I don't know if I can handle opening it yet. I have emotions. Alright, let's try and... Oh, there was a tab thing. God, I don't even want to, like, look at it. Ugh, nothing better get ruined. Okay, let's just... Oh my god, I saw the edges. Oh my god. Oh no, I can't get it out. Can you, like... Oh my god, no, I can't look. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm like having emotions. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see, is there anything... It's very orange. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, look at it. Look at it, look at it. Oh my god, I'm having such emotions. And just... Oh my god. Breathe. So many emotions, oh my god. I'm like, I can't speak. I'm so... If you haven't already guessed, this is my favourite book of all time, and it just got released in a hardback by a big publisher because it was just indie published before. And like a special edition with sprayed edges. Oh my god. I mean, I love the original covers, and I honestly, like, I didn't care about this image at all. But I was like, you know, it's Wolfsong, of course I'm going to get absolutely everything to do with Wolfsong. But now that I have it, it's stunning. And words are not a thing because look at this. I kind of want to cry. It's so good. Oh my god. And you know, I was going to reread Wolfsong this month anyways, and I was going to tab it, and now I'm like, do I tab this one? I don't think I will. I think I'll just like tab and underline my paperback, and I'll just keep this looking just stunning.
Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad, chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back, I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me, ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact, give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
Alright, so I finally made it to the end of Bookoplathon. It's a little over halfway through the month and I have finished my TBR, including those 2 extra rolls I did last week. I'm feeling pretty happy about my progress with Bookoplathon. Now, I'm not going to continue to do this for the rest of the month because I have a lot of stuff I need to do and I can't be focusing on a set TBR or vlogging the whole thing of it. So we're just going to stop it here. I've had a really great time. This Bookoplathon has been really good. I've read some good books and some not good books, and I've had a really fun time vlogging it. This has been cool. And I did sprints, and I got to do a lot of fun stuff outside of the house. Not that you really got to see much of it because vlogging in public is intimidating. But anyways, I don't think I had ever updated to say that I was reading Just the Two of Us by Carrie Green. That was on my Bookopoly for pattern and text. It was a 65-page sapphic novella, and it was friends to lovers and small town. And it took me a while to pick this up because I think I was so traumatized by Butterfly Boys that I didn't want to pick up another Kindle book. I read this last night and it was really good. It was very short, and I mean, maybe the characterization could have been a bit better and, given these characters more depth, but it's 65 pages. There's only so much you can do with 65 pages. But it was really cute, desperately cute. I had such a fun time. It was really well written, which, if you know Butterfly Boys, you know how I was feeling with that. It was not well written. So it was really nice to have a well written book. And yeah, it was just so sweet. It was just these 2 friends going away for a little lakeside vacation for one of their birthdays, and during that week away, one of the friends wanted to confess her love for her best friend, and they did that, and it was very sweet. And the town that they went to was adorable. Just the vibes of this sweet little small town. I just immediately wanted to read more from this world. Luckily, there is actually a trilogy of romance books set in this town, so that's awesome. And for some reason, Just the Two of Us isn't a part of that series. The first book is about a trans woman and her cis partner, and I'm pretty sure her name was mentioned just really briefly in Just the Two of Us. And then the second book is about the baker, so that's really cool. And it's about her getting with her girlfriend, whereas in Just the Two of Us, we already know that person is her girlfriend. So it I don't know, I don't mind that I read this out of order because I didn't know there was an order to it, but I'm really excited to read that trilogy. I'm very tempted to just buy it all immediately and start reading. So, to wrap up Bookoplathon, I'm not going to hold up any books because a lot of them were library books and I've already returned them. So, for the first prompt that was pattern and text, I read Just the Two of Us and I gave it 4 stars. It was a good time. Highly recommend. Then, the next prompt I landed on a community shelf and the card I picked was Color Wheel. The color for that was a blue. And for that I read Soul Eater Volume 13. Had a great time. There was a lot of Tsubaki and Black Star, so that's my fave. Loved it. I gave that 5 stars, of course. Like, it had a lot of Black Star and Tsubaki. Like, I wasn't not going to give it 5 stars. It was great. Then the next one was Features a Mystery, and for that I read Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1. Had a great time. Love the, like, hand puppet signal spell thing. So cool. Really excited to read more in that manga series. And that I gave a 4 star as well. Then I landed on another community shelf, and the card I picked for that was Favorite Trope. So the trope I went for was like found family, and for that I read Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and I gave that 4 stars. It was a really fun time, and I really loved the friendship between Francis and Aled, and I really want to reread it like really soon because I feel like I would enjoy it more the second time. And next we landed on a lowest rated, and for that I read Butterfly Boys by Cameron James, and oof, it was a reason that this was a lowest rated. I gave it 1 star. It was just so poorly written. Honestly, that's like, it's the only thing that was wrong with it. It's just so poorly written. And if this had been like rewritten and like you gave it more plot, like any plot would have been really good, and really like individualizing these characters because they all sounded exactly the same. So doing that would have helped. Then I did 2 extra sneaky rolls, and the first one for that I landed on was published between 2000 and 2019, and for that I read Spy Family Volume 1. Such a great time. It was so much fun. The best like family vibes, but like of these kind of grey morality people, not really wanting attachments, but then like becoming really attached to each other. It's perfect. Such a good time. Highly recommend reading it. The hype is real, and I am really looking forward to reading more. It's going to be great. So obviously I gave that 5 stars. The last square that I landed on was TBR Game, so I just picked a book that was on my own TBR game, TBR Gate. If you want to watch any, go ahead, it's a fun time. And for that I read Creepy Cat Volume 2, 5 stars. It was so fun. It's just like cute gothic oddities. Like sometimes it doesn't make much sense because it's just a very different type of a manga reading experience. It's not like formatted in like a traditional way. Each kind of page almost feels like its own story in a way, but it's just such a fun time. Creepy Cat is hilarious. For Bookopoly, I had 3 5 stars, 3 4 stars, and then 1 1 star. I don't think that's too bad, especially because I did have a fun time reading the 1 star. So anyways, I had such a fun time. Please let me know down below how your Bookopoly went. And yeah, I will see you in my next one. Bye.